For the first time ever in the history of Class 12's Tibetan Children's Board examination, 19 students have achieved 95% and above. These bright students will be given Sikyong Scholarship by the Department of Education of Central Tibetan Administration. Today, for this conversation, I am joined by the Minister of Education Department, Pema Yangchen, to talk more about this development. Madam La, it's an honor to have you here. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Madam La, firstly, I would like to congratulate CTA's Education Department, who under your leadership managed to see this year 2020 where the students are thriving with incredible results. Madam La, in the recent press conference, Sikyong Dr. Lobsang Singye mentioned that this year is a historic milestone because this year we got to see 19 Tibetan students achieving 95% and above, and we also know that CTA has always prioritized education. So how does the Department of Education see this achievement?
First of all, my greetings to all the viewers. The 15th Kashak has, not only 15th, the Kashak before that has prioritized education, and education has been given a huge importance. And in that way, the Department of Education, we are very lucky so that we can achieve many of the educational dreams that we have for our children, for our teachers, and for our school heads. And so I think for that, I'll take this opportunity to thank the former and the current Kashak for this wonderful opportunity that our children are getting. There's a saying, how do you judge the prosperity of a nation? So it says that a nation's prosperity can be judged by looking at how much do they invest in education. When we look at that, I think in the former and the current Kashak, being able to invest a huge amount of money to education, I think this itself speaks a lot about the Tibetan community and the Tibetan the central administration here in India. This year's Class 12 examination result, as Kongo Sikyong rightly mentioned, it is an historic achievement. It is an historic milestone, and in terms of the number of students that we have had, and in terms of overall achievement, I would say, because we have about 95% of our students scored above 60%. So I think that in itself is historic. So I think overall, our students, in general, they performed really, really well, outstandingly well this time, and we are very, very proud of our children that way. And I think the credit, I would say, actually goes mostly to the children, because they are the ones who worked really hard. They are the ones who, through great self-discipline, prepared for the exams, attended the classes, and then I think I would also give credit to the parents of the children, because as we always say, children's education begins at home. In the schools, we have great teachers. These students have had the opportunity to study under many great Tibetan teachers. And then we have school heads, who are continuously helping and continuously, developing the teaching and learning, strategies of teachers. Then we have our school systems, who take care of those. And then we have the Department of Education. So we also invest a lot of money. We also invest a lot of time and energy into children's learning, into developing the teachers. We spend a lot of, we do a lot of workshops. We do a lot of experience gaining, opportunities. We fund, teachers' professional development programs. I think all these have kind of added up, and it's a collective effort of all the people. And without His Holiness's wish, back when we first came into exile to India, His Holiness prioritized education. He said that I want separate schools for my Tibetan children, because in Tibet we do not have the right to education, the right to religion. So it's very important. Our language and culture is being destroyed in Tibet. So in India, when we come there, that would be the whole purpose. The primary purpose for us would be to able to to continue to sustain our language and culture, right? So because of that, that we needed separate schools for Tibetan. I think His Holiness's long-sighted vision at that time, I think it's all due to His Holiness's. So, and we remain ever grateful for that. I want to say that this year's outstanding performance of our 19 students, and then as I was saying, the overall, I think this could be the best gift an education institution or a student would offer to His Holiness's as we celebrate this year as, a gratitude year to His Holiness. So I think it came at a very good time. So we are very, very excited about the students, and we are very proud of them.
Okay, Madam, can you tell us more about this Sikyong scholarship? What benefits and facilities do they provide for the Tibetan students?
The Sikyong Scholarship Award, along with that we also have a certificate, Sikyong Excellence Certificate, that goes along with the scholarship. As we all know, this is given to students who have achieved 95% and above in their class 12 board examination. And then another component to that is that particular student must have achieved scored 75% in Tibetan. So those are the two components. So if you have that, then you become an awardee, right? When you go into higher education, for the first year of college education, you get that 1 lakh amount. If you continue to work hard, and if you continue to excel, and if you are able to secure 70%, not 95, but 70% in your first year, college examination, you are eligible to get another 1 lakh for the second year. And in the same way, if you secure at least a minimum 70% in your second year, then you would be able to, you will qualify for another 1 lakh in the third year. So that part for the Sikyong Scholarship Award is that, I don't know if I can say advantage, that is there. So we hope that these students would continue to work hard and continue to pursue their education dreams, and so that we can continue to support.
You are very much aware that there are so many Tibetan students who are not studying in Tibetan schools, they are studying in non-Tibetan schools. Like for example, myself, I have been studying in a convent school since my childhood, and my school at that time unfortunately didn't have a Tibetan language subject. So is the same facility and benefits applied even to these students?
To a student who has attended a non-Tibetan administered school, and then if that particular student secures 95%, there is no Tibetan component to that, then we give them the Sikyong Excellence Certificate. Okay. For example, let's say there's a Tibetan student who went into a non-Tibetan school and secured 95%, and that particular student has also had studied Tibetan, and if she or he has that component, then she is actually eligible to apply for a regular Department of Education scholarship, where it says if you have scored 95%, you are eligible to get 1 lakh for your first year scholarship. So that part is there. So though it is not a part of the Sikyong Scholarship Award for the Tibetan students who have been to Tibetan schools, but that part is also that. But that particular student has to apply for the DOE scholarship, and our forms are online.
I've heard that for that for any Tibetan to apply for scholarship, they need to have Green Book. That is very necessary.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Madam La, similarly, from January this year, Education Department has also launched the Sikyong Excellency Award for the class 10 students who scores 95% and above in their board examination and a minimum of 75% in the Tibetan language subject. So likewise, there are few more awards and scholarship in the name of Sikyong. Can you tell us what are there and who are eligible to receive them?
We also have one that is called the Sikyong Professional Scholarship, that's what we call, and this scholarship is for students who apply for, like, for example, MBA or MD or dentistry like this. So we have those professional courses. I think that's about it. But then we have our regular scholarship. I mean, each year we give scholarship to about 500 to 600 students.
Tell us, what is the purpose of introducing such awards and scholarships to the students? Like, what have you witnessed so far, and what is it that you are expecting from the students through these initiatives?
The main purpose behind all these scholarships, I think, is to motivate. We want to motivate the children to, to do more, to learn more, to excel. One thing is that. Another thing is to recognize their talent, recognize their excellence. It's natural for human beings, to be, to like when you get a praise, or you get recognition. So I think that helps you to perform better. That helps you to do better. It's like a little child, when you say, "Oh, you are doing a great job in this," the child wants to do more. So that's the whole purpose behind that. Yes, encouragement, motivation, and then also through these children, we hope that there will be more students who would get inspired, so, oh, there is this, he has done this, I can do it, So I think doing well in school is something everyone can work towards it. I believe that every children can do well. So I think they need to put in their, heart and mind, they need to put in their energy, they need to stay focused. And I think if you do that, I think every child has that ability to learn well and to excel in education.
Do you have any word of advice for the parents and students in general, particularly the class 12 students?
Particularly to our high school graduates, the students who just finished class 12. One thing is that, as this year, as I was telling earlier, they have done exceptionally well. And I want them to continue with that good work. Not just, okay, you get a good score and then you vanish, not like that. But I want them to continue to show us that they can do it and that they deserved it. So I hope that, they will continue to excel in education, and they will continue to think about how they can best contribute to your community. And then, based on that, what can you do? What can I do best? How can I best contribute to my community? And with that thought, I hope that they will, continue to do well in the schools and then come back and, serve in our community. So I want them to do that. And another thing that I really want, this basically I urge the class 12 students to continue to learn Tibetan, to continue to, whatever Tibetan, language skills they have had so far. By the time you finish high school, you should be pretty proficient in those languages, right? So I request them, I urge them to continue to, improve and continue to learn and continue to keep in touch with, Tibetan language and reading, writing, whatever. So they should continue to do that. Not only that, help others do that also, because through my personal experience, I can say that when you leave school, and if you are in an environment where you do not have access to Tibetan, materials, or Tibetan, I don't know, someone to talk to, you kind of lose. So losing is easy, right? It's gaining is one that's difficult. So I urge the students to continue to, improve their Tibetan language, continue to keep and sustain what they have learned, also to be able to, communicate with if they are communicating, if they are talking to a Tibetan, talk in Tibetan. I think if they do that, I think then we have given a good education. I want to congratulate the parents for supporting the education of their children, and they have finished high school. I know cases where parents are, for whatever reason, are unable to let the children continue their schooling, and then they have to drop. It makes me very sad when a child has to discontinue school, and then, I think as a parent, I think one of the core responsibilities of a parent is to give the right to education for your child. And for a Tibetan parent, Tibetan parents must send that child to a Tibetan school, right? So I think if we do all the right steps, if we step on all these right things, I think in the end we can achieve good results. So I urge the parents to continue to send their children to the Tibetan schools, and I thank them for the support that they have given so far. and I congratulate everyone who have been involved in the education of our children, and I hope that they will continue to do so.
Thank you so much, Madam La, for these inspiring words. I know that 19 is a huge number, but we really hope to see more than 19 next year. Thank you so much for speaking to Tibet TV.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode of In Conversation with Tibet TV.